match over in the Casper Cup. He's going to continue doing that as well. Malphite copped a little bit of a nerf, but they're just going to go up against the Camille with that one. Can be dangerous. When we're talking about Blank, we'll talk about 2020 over in Japan. As we've got a bit of a flash in here as Croco just going to be obliterated. Samira locks down the Dragon Force very, very quickly as well, where he will have that huge damage spike. Yucal running away from Summit here. As you can see, Zeus off to the side. It's a bit of a bait here set up. Gravity Field is fantastic. His Summit's going down incredibly low. The Emperor's Divide wasn't actually great. Sort of regrouped KT for them as Summit will burn down. But in the end, it is going to be
a turret plate. And so, you know, it's hard to argue whether that was...
he's going to save his life.
Going to get all these plates. So the Rift Herald again. Going to funnel some more gold into Doran. And it's been...
So as time goes on and, you know, 10 minutes into the future, I'm going to hold that thought as Doran going down to about half health, has to flash to get himself out. Croco right over there, and Hextech Ultimatum.
Ready for him, because they know that's the only place he can rotate. And they just catch him coming back here a little bit.
Yeah, local gold going to be important as well, as Root is going to be able to grab that one for himself.
Yeah, it's going to be KT trying to grab this blue away, but as they do, Drake Party goes back over the Live Sandbox. Look at Hybrid's positioning here, though. He's getting a lot of damage off on the side. And Yucal is about to do a ton. I mean, he's already leading the damage here.
Well, we'll see how this one's going to go. Solar Flare comes in as Summit has to flash away. Unstoppable Force just does absolutely nothing as Yucal takes down the Rockman. The Infernal Drake's joining in on this fight now as Effort will be going down. Blank picks up that kill. Croco secures the Drake. But at what cost is the question? Two members of
worse and worse if they don't get it. This KT's comp is just going to do so much damage. Unbelievable. They might just be too late.
Yeah, well, we'll see whether this is going to be something they commit to. You can see Samira's walking from base, just not going to be there. Blank's going to secure the Baron. And Summit, he's gone down extraordinarily low. The headbutt pulp doesn't really work, but at least the Unstoppable Force gets some work done. But the Rock is going to immediately fall down. Effort now also, that Will is looking far more...
If this game even goes on for another Drake or two after this, I mean, this is... If you just say, well, we can't win that fight, let's just not fight it, then, I mean... You're digging yourself a deeper hole, a bigger deficit.
So, a Lilia that does damage, you know? This isn't going to be the more supportive variety that we saw yesterday as Root. He's going down extraordinarily low. Yucal just going to fight him out, and that is looking too difficult. Summit can possibly solo ult him, but decides instead to try and make his way out. Not really doing too much there as Hybrid just gets rid of the Malphite, and it feels like this game very close to over. Effort.
You thought maybe Effort could help him out? That's not a thresh. There's no Lantern.
Read the synopsis on Wikipedia or something. That's what we need to do, because I think we know what's going to happen. The broad strokes anyway on the bottom side of the map, and they can have all of that vision throughout the jungle, and that's sort of why they just left Root to his own devices. Not even.
We just wasn't able to get value. I don't want to say incorrectly as, oh god.
Hybrid just avoids the Emperor's device. The last time we talk up Fate, it seemed to have not helped him. The cast curse is real.
Man, I don't know. I only know 303, 404.
Well, this Baron's going down very low. Live Sandbox look like they want to try and get a fight here. Collateral damage not going to quite make it work.
Okay.
The Emperor's Divide that we wanted to see, but do they actually have enough items to fight this squad as Doran does have a big old shield. Zeus is in here as well. Yucal very, very healthy, and he just goes through. That death ray is so aptly named as he picks up a double now. Doran gets on in there. The triple kill for Yucal. He still had a stopwatch, ladies and gentlemen, and Blank comes back in just to steal away the kill, and that will be the ace, and that's going to be the game.
Yeah, that was a example of what happens if the engage goes well for Live Sandbox. You know, if that had happened maybe 10 minutes ago, 15 minutes ago, this could look like a different game, but unfortunately, even with the perfect engage, the damage output is way too high. Yucal didn't even have to use his Zhonya's until the end of the fight.
Yeah, the very, very end, and now as the Nexus turrets are going down, Wolf, what is 706? What's that area code?
I think that might actually be Georgia.
That's a much bigger one. And Effort's going to come through, doesn't even get to die as the Nexus is going to beat in lane.
And it gives you a little bit of extra semi-global presence on the map. You can roam with the Nidalee. You can be, at least in a lot of ways, safe matchup mid that Yukel's up 12 CS on. Top lane, Doran crushing Summit. Having a vision advantage to Live Sandbox as Yukal's looking for a solo kill here. Summit's on his way.
Yep, and he's surrounded by 5 people. Flashes forward, Fate, one more auto, and he will be able to get first blood, but he can't get there. Everyone collapses, and UCal maybe a little bit overexcited after his player of the game performance in game 1.
Yeah, just without having any vision in the river, and also knowing that he was missing in top, Summit was missing, from that line at the moment.
No! All of that 6 gold, as here's the flash solar flare, and that's another dead UCal. Oh,
Favorite of Live Sandbox, but not all funneled the way they would have liked to have it.
well, there's the Weaver's Wall, and this crocodile is dead, guys. There's no real 2 ways about it.
It's like a little bit slow on the draw for Live Sandbox to deal without it. They're just not in position to do so. As UCal again is trying to make the big play. Super aggressive, UCal.
Doran, we'll see whether Doran's actually infernal away before starting to win some fights. As Doran with his Harrier just scouting the area. Teleport will come in as it's Croco that secures it once again. It's Soul Point as Effort dives on into the back line. Tower's going to fall down as well because of the Rift Herald, but Fate gets himself into the back of the fight. Hybrid having to flash, and now the Samira gets in amongst it, but Shockwave was held onto. Now Zeus gets forward as UCal's trying to keep them alive, but he can't really do it. Croco now fighting the Orianna, but UCal's very strong, and Doran off to the side trying to fight this one out as well, but it is still going to be a one fight for Live Sandbox, and they got the Dragon. UCal now going to be jumped on by Croco. He is going to survive. Flash forward once again, and once again not able to do quite enough. As this fight is going on for so damn long, there's a blast cone here for Doran to use as he uses it to get rid of Summit, but he can't get rid of the kitty cat, who is going to die by the looks of things. Now Summit finds himself in an alcove, and he will be taken down. And I think that might even out the trade, but I'm not entirely sure. Like about 15 years that fight went on for. It is going to mean that Live Sandbox hold on to a small gold lead, exiting his home for a few moments.
Oh, there's
now KT with some position, but in goes the Solar Flare, only getting a bit of a slow onto UCal, who can now regain control. 3-man Shockwave right on the back line, but it hasn't actually locked anyone down. Heroic exit just to keep everyone alive. And the Weaver's Wall is going to split up the fight. Hybrid utilizing it now to lock down the Samira, and the entire bottom lane probably going to fall here. The Void Seeker, will it actually come out? The answer's no. But it looks like KT have done enough. That's a good knock up there onto Doran, but it's just not enough. The fight feels like it's already lost. Without the Samira, they're just not the same.
Nope, certainly not. Once the Samira's gone, I mean, look at the damage output in that fight. 376, taken out super early. And that was a beautiful fight from KT Rolster. Comes in very, very late into the fight when Live Sandbox have utilized most of their utility and Samira is no longer relevant. We're going to see an attempt to take this Baron away, but not going to be successful. But that was a beautiful fight from KT.
Really nicely done. That was a bit of a scary Baron because, of course, they don't have anyone that can really tank it as Solar Flare. It's going to stop Doran from getting onto his bird as Shockwave comes through on the Dragon Soul. And KT is starting to move up that advantage.
Yeah, they certainly are, Atlas. And again, it just gets them this objective, the Baron afterwards, which was, like you said, risky. Well,
how it's supposed to go, right? The pressure is supposed to stay there, and then the Quinn can really bully from range with all the extra damage she's able to build. So finally, we get representation of how Quinn's supposed to.
Yep.
That Whirl of Blades or whatever is pretty good, as it turns out.
Busto.
An Infernal Drake, you know, augmenting your stats, but now KT in position. The Drake's going to reset, though. This is going to be a 50-50. As Hybrid's getting poked out, these spears are powerful. As into the backline, there's the Shockwave! Special cow delivery, I love it! But the Infernal Soul does go over to Live Sandbox. The fight is not over yet, but maybe it's beginning because the Samira is gone. Croco is gone. The other Croco, he's about to leave as well. As now Fate, he's trying to get out of there. And Effort is as well, but no damage is left over. Blank? Okay, he's got his Zhonya's. He'll be fine. As Fate, maybe not so much. He won't be fine, actually. He's dead, but still they're going to win out this fight. They're probably going to get themselves an ace, as Doran is going to chase Effort to the ends of the earth. That's the double kill for the Quinn, and this may just be the game.
They're trying to push for it here. The inhibitor is shoved down already, and they're just looking at
So if KT win any sort of fight from now on, the game is just done. But I thought there might have been a window. Weaver's Wall going to come through as Samira going to be able to block it off, as you can see right there. But in the back of the fight, you can see Croco just going to be taken down by Doran. He's so strong on this Quinn. His effort also going to feel the pain. And now Zeus just frontlining. Summit trying to do the same thing, but he's in and he's out. The heroic entrance, not looking so heroic, just looking a bit silly. As now we've got the Samira trying to pop off, but she's too far behind. And that's the fight we were talking about. It came in pretty quickly, and KT will this time win the game.
She's too far behind. She's not in position. And KT trying to set up for that Baron take. They had the vision control there. Liv Sandbox felt the pressure. They walked in, but they didn't get to take the fight on their terms. And that's what happens if you're a Samira that's behind. You end up being the last one to come into a team fight where it's already over before you get to pop off. And that's the end of it. It's going to be KT stealing this win again in the late game. It's going to be a 2-0.
Yeah. And that's going to be the double from Doran as well, saving the Quinn. 9, 1, and 8 in the end of this. Remain on top, but KT moving up to 5th place, which is where they were last year, if memory serves.
Yeah, this is a standings that look scary for Liv Sandbox.
Look out, the man up himself, the man back to 2018. Congratulations on your win.
네,
Thank
스프링
you.
첫 번째 승리기도 하고요.
First
스프링 첫
win
번째
of
솔로
the split
POG예요.
and
소감부터
first
들어볼게요.
solo POG of the split as well. How are you feeling?
오늘 경기 그래도 저희가 첫 승을 얼른 신고해야 되는 거라서
Yeah, we had to get this first win, so we were feeling a bit shaky. But as the game started, we were feeling more comfortable and we were enjoying the game. I'm happy that we were able to have a very entertaining series.
네, 그럼 이제 유칼 선수 1경기에서
In game number 1, we had this classic mid lane matchup as Azir versus Victor.
이 구도에서는 솔직히 저는 빅토르가
I
정말 유리하긴
personally
한데
think that
아지르
Victor
선수가
has
초반에
the early game
좋은
priority,
아이템과
but
좋은
Azir
특성을
went for the early game
했는데
build in
혹시 이
game 1.
구도에서는 좀 어떻게
So what do
생각을
you think
하시나요?
about this matchup?
저는 지금 아지르가
I think
굉장히 안
currently
좋은
Azir
챔피언이라고
is a
생각을
very
해서
low tier
사실
champion.
나왔을 때 라인전이
So
조금 밀려도 나중 가면은 괜찮겠다.
I was like, even if I fall behind during the laning phase, everything will be okay in the later phase.
원래 특성도
So I wasn't too worried.
이제
And also the
서현이
runes.
이제 가기 전에 딱 남겨주고 한 게 있기 때문에
Also, I followed the advice from
뭘
Kuro.
남겨주고 갔는지 좀 들어볼 수 있을까요?
What kind of advice?
그건 이제
조언을 해줬어요.
기업 비밀이라는
아,
거죠.
그래요?
서현이는
That's a
사실
secret.
서현이는 사실 이제 빅토르랑 오리아나
Kuro,
딱 이런 거 하면은
He's the god of
진짜
Victor and Orianna, you
그거
know?
뭐냐, 딱 탑3 안에 들어가잖아요.
He's
전성기
the,
딱 보면
Well, we can
그런 거를 이제
definitely
제가
say
있을
he's
때
the top
그런 걸
3
뒤에서
Orianna
보면서
Victor player.
포지셔닝이나
So
라인전 이런 걸 많이
watching
배웠던
him
것
play, I learned a lot about the
네.
positioning on these champions and
크루
also the
선수가
build and
빅토르 보는 것
itemizations.
같았다, 이렇게 극찬을
Kuro also
해주셨습니다.
commented
유일신
there, your
빅토르의
Victor
활약이
reminded
돋보였던
him of
장면이
his
있는데요.
own
같이
Victor in the
보면서
past.
한번
So let's take a
살펴보도록
look at your
하겠습니다.
highlight.
네, 장면이 곧 나올 건데요. 이때 어떤
VCR is almost
마음이었는지, 뭐
ready, so
자신이
can
있었는지,
you kind of
그리고
elaborate
구도는
what
좀
was
어떻게
going on at
갔는지
that
등등
moment
설명해
and
주시면
what
좋을 것
was
같아요.
coming to your head?
근데 또 이렇게 크루 선수 화면으로 만나니까 어색하지 않나요?
How are you feeling watching Kuro on the desk?
서현이 형이야 뭐 제가 방송을
I
말을
mean,
안 하고 자주 챙겨 보는데
I always
되게
watched
좀
his
재밌게
streams
게임하고
and I
이제
enjoyed it.
스맵 선수랑도
Especially the
너무 재밌더라고요.
Duo games with Snap was so
많이
funny. I loved it.
챙겨봐 주시면 감사하겠습니다.
Thank you.
네, 이제 장면 보겠습니다. 함께 보시죠.
Now back to the VCR.
사실 여기서 바론을 먹긴 했지만
So you guys
말파이트가 잘
did
들어오고 알리스타가
Pick up
잘
the
들어가서
Baron,
저는
but the
약간
engage
위험하다고 생각을
from
했었는데
Leaf Sandbox was
어떻게
actually
상황을
intimidating.
부탁드립니다.
일단 뭐 바론 버스트가
Well,
얘기하다 바론 버스트
we
하고
were
있는데
going for the Baron
갑자기
burst.
저희 카이서가
And our KaiSser was like,
그런 말이 하면서 갑자기 원컴이
no,
나는 거예요.
like,
그래서
I don't have flash, and he
이거
got
큰일
one
났다,
shotted,
너무
so I was
무리해
like, we
하면서
were
딱
in
한타를
trouble.
시작하는데 뭔가
So we
좀
had to
상대가
just take this
되게
fight.
대박이 나게 했는데
And I
제가
know the opponents had this wombo combo, but there was no angle for me to die there, so we were able to kind of close out that fight with a win.
상대가 뭔가 뭐 상대편 5명이 절 빼고 그냥 4대 그냥 절
Because
빼고 4대 1타 하는 느낌이었어.
It felt like
제가 조금
the
화가
opponents
나서
were
다 죽였던 것
playing 4v5 without me, so I was kind of
확실히 오늘
angry.
경기를 봤을 때 유칼 선수의 뭐 스킬샷이라던가 폼이
Your
정말 많이 올라온 것
performance in
같은데
today's
혹시 그
series was
기억을
on
되찾게
point.
된뭐
So,
계기라던가 아니면
was
혹시
there
많이 주신
any
분이 있나요?
turning point that helped you recover your
일단
memory,
제일 큰
or any
거는 사실 강동 감독님께서
people around you
2020년도
helped you out a lot?
썸머 때부터 계속 말씀하셨는데
Here I,
이게
well, this is
단번에는
something
안
that
바뀌더라고요.
he
자신감이나 그런 부분이.
told me from long
이제
ago, but that
썸머
didn't really
끝날
work
때쯤에
out
이제
with
점점
me
돌아오기
right
시작하더니
after
이제
I
스포츠
learned
그때
from him.
괜찮아졌던
But
것 같아요. 그리고
I think I was
그러니까
slowly
뭐가
coming
됐든
back.
저희 팀원들이랑 솔직히
And in addition to
게임하면은
that,
못하는-
well,
그냥
playing
누가 와도
with my
저처럼 할것
teammates,
같아서
everyone
괜찮은 것
can
같아요.
perform as
뭔가
good as
저희
me
팀원들 너무 잘한 것 같아요.
because my teammates are
즐기면서
so
하는 게
talented.
눈에 보입니다. 자, 이 세트에서는 퀸 대
Game
레넥톤
two,
구도가 나왔는데요.
we saw
사실
Quinn
도란
versus
선수가
Renekton.
초반에는
And Doran was having some.
도전을 했어요.
rough
팀원들은
time.
이 구도를 좀 어떻게 보고 있었나요?
How did KT Roaster kind of see this
도란
kind of
선수가
top
사실
matchup?
그 정말 뭐 나르나 킨 이런 거 사실
Doran,
잘하거든요.
he's really good at
근데
Nar, Quinn, and
가끔씩
everything,
이제
but
열심히 패다가
sometimes,
갑자기 흥분을 해가지고
like, he's
싹
really good
그냥
at
한번
bullying the laning phase,
게임을
but
조져버릴 때가 있는데
there's
그런
that
거
one
살짝
moment where he just
조금
throw the
쎄하긴
game.
했죠.
So we were like,
되게-
oh, the game is going to
그래서
south.
제가 탑이 스펠이
So I
다
was
빠졌을
kind
때
of worried,
그래서
but
오케이 나 라인전 잘 되고 있다 나 믿고 게임해 했는데
When
그대로
Doran used
아이고,
all of his
제가
summoners, I was
죽어버려가지고.
like, I have all,
진짜
well, I'm
아무래도
carrying the
이제
game. I'm
그 레넥톤하고
in a huge lead,
움직이면서 네,
so just
베스트가
trust
좀
me.
이어졌는데
But
궁금한 게 있는데요.
well, I
이제
ended up dying to
블랭크
summit.
선수가 이번에 돌아왔잖아요. 활약이 오늘 좀
And
저는
Blank
돋보였다고
is
생각을
back,
하는데
and
이제
he was
블랭크
doing a
선수
lot of
플레이에
work
대해서
as
한번
well.
평가를
How would you like to
해주셨으면
rate
해서
his
여쭤봅니다.
performance as a teammate?
성보 형이 사실 오늘 피지컬은 별로 안
Playing,
좋았는데
I think his
빼고는
mechanic
솔직히
wasn't that
대체적이었다고
good.
생각합니다.
But other than that, I
그러면은
think
이제
he was the
KT의
best
정글들이
jungler in the
보은
world.
선수와 블랭크 선수 둘이 있지 않습니까? 혹시 호흡은 어떤가요?
So we have two junglers on your side. How's the
둘
teamwork
다
going?
뭔가 그 서로 뭔가
I think they both
그
kind
사람들이랑
of-
저랑 굉장히 건설적인 관계여서 되게
we are
서로
in a very
발전하는
constructive
그러니까
or
서로 발전하는
productive
관계여가지고 되게
relationship.
좀
You know,
서로
you
잘
always
맞는
help
것
each
같아요.
other
친하게도
to
되게 많이
grow and
친해져가지고
develop.
좋은 것 같아요.
So we're getting closer to each other.
또 약간 진짜 개인적인 질문인데 상대적으로 작년에 비해서
Compared
로스터가
to
어려졌잖아요.
last year,
KT 같은 경우에.
KT Roaster
약간
is
그런
having a bit of a
부분에서 혹시
younger
뭐, 작년과
roster.
뭔가 이게 다르다라고 생각하시는 게 있나요?
What makes 21 KT Roaster different from 20
뭐
KT
그냥
Roaster?
분위기가
The team
작년에도
atmosphere?
엄청 좋았는데
I mean, it was
올해는
really
뭐
good
조타를
last
넘어서
year,
미친 것 같아요.
But this year it's like
에너지가 넘친다.
even better than
네,
good.
네.
You know, it's like crazy.
좋습니다. 자, 그러면 다음 경기는 한화생명을 상대합니다.
Your next
유카 선수는
opponent
초비
will be
선수를
Hana
상대해야
Life
되는데
Esports,
어떤
and you'll be
각오로
facing
임할까요?
up against Chovy.
이 초비 형님이 너무 잘해서
Chovy,
솔직히
he's so talented.
솔직히 뭐 저는
So,
자신
to
있긴
be honest,
한데
I mean, I'm
솔직히 저는
confident.
저는 일단 이길 자신 있고
I'm
그다음에
confident that I'm gonna win
일단 저희
lane,
팀 4명이 하나생명 내용보다 잘한다고 생각하기
and
때문에
I
캐리
believe
받으러
my
가겠습니다.
teammates,
오,
four of my teammates are better than the four of the Hana Life players. So I'm ready to get carried by my teammates as well.
KT를 응원해 주시는
Lastly,
팬분들께
end
한마디
message over to the
부탁드릴게요.
KT Roaster fans.
이거 젠지전을 딱 앞에서 보면서
Watching
얘네 뭐 하는
this
놈이지? 이거
Genji
맞냐, 이거?
series,
약간
I'm
이런
sure
생각 하셨을
that
것
they are
같은데
pretty much
그래도 오늘
disappointed
리그
in us.
샌드박스전을
But
보고
with this matchup against
조금
Leaf
그런 마음을
Sandbox, I hope
가라앉히시고
they
저희
are
재밌는
feeling much
경기
better,
항상 보여드릴 테니
and we will try our
조금만
best to
많이
show the best
해주셨으면
and entertaining
감사합니다.
matches.
오늘
So
승리
keep
다시
supporting
한번
us.
축하드립니다.
And this will be the end of the
파이팅
interview with
축하드려요.
Yuka, and I'm gonna pass it back to our
감사합니다.
casters.
파이팅.
Thank you.